Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. It is Krista here to do the weekly reading for the sign of Capricorn, Sun, Moon, and Rising. If you don't know your Moon and Rising sign, there's a link in the description box where you can find your whole birth chart. And that way for additional messages on top of your Sun sign reading today, you can always check out your Moon and Rising sign readings. This is for Capricorn for the week of August 8th to August 15th. I'll be using the Wisdom of the Oracle deck for a general reading today, 5 cards today, and then as always we'll be drawing from the Medicine card tarot and the Healing with the Angels tarot following the 5-card reading. So this is a general reading for your sign. Whatever is most prominent in your life this week, I will suggest that you take these messages and apply them in the best way possible so that you are helped and healed through this reading. That's the whole point. So take whatever works for you and leave the rest, Capricorn. So what does Capricorn need to know? Interesting. Okay, so let's get an eagle eye sort of snapshot view of the entire spread here, and then we'll go look at each card one by one in their position, and then I'll show you up close each card so that you get a better idea of what's going on in the imagery and so forth. So as a general snapshot for the week for you, Capricorn, we're looking at a breakthrough, breaking through something. Because this is general, I don't know if this is necessarily a physical, mental, emotional, psychological, or even land or property issue for you. But again, whatever's most prominent in your life, whatever's sort of taking up your mental and emotional energy this week, this is probably how this is going to be applied best for you. So we're looking at a breakthrough, something that needs to be even cracked open, cracked apart, something that needs to grow. The whole point here is grow. We're looking at second chances. So there could be an element of a second chance here, or growing past something that was previously holding you down through a clinging. You were clinging to something that is not working for you anymore, or that you don't find value in anymore. We're looking at issues of healing, giving something away that doesn't work for you, or having something taken from you that doesn't work for you anymore. Either way, it's important to be able to give something up in order to get to the next level, in order to apply the second chance. We're also looking at issues of self-love. When I say self-love or love of the self, I don't mean ego or arrogance. I mean pure self-love, love of the child, the young adult, the adult, and the person that you've become, for all your blemishes, flaws, and beauty and delight. It's knowing how to face who you really are, getting to the core of what has kept you down, and really discovering for yourself how to get out of that. It is a true facing of the self. And this could be part and parcel of the breakthrough this week, Capricorn. We are also looking at not going with the flow this week. This could work in almost any other situation, going with the flow, that is. But this week, you're being asked to break through something. It's time to make a decision and to follow through with it. And like I said, there's a very real possibility of giving something up or having something taken from you that you are going to have to be willing to give up, or you are happy to give up. But the whole point here is through a process of healing and growing. So in terms of what card is in each position. We're looking at the regeneration card in your position. This represents you this week. And again, this is simply second chances, but it is a real breakthrough. Breakthroughs can be painful, admittedly, 100%, right? I get it. So there could be an element of difficulty this week, not through the entire week, that's not what I'm saying, but certainly in light of giving something up or coming through something or over something, over a hump or a hurdle or the other side of something that was holding you back or a blockage. This mending work, this healing work that you've been doing or undergoing is leading you to a position of a breakthrough. So yeah, it could feel uncomfortable even. This is really natural, Capricorn. It doesn't matter what your sign is, any human being experiencing this is going to feel uncomfortable. It's something new. It's something, um, like I said, that is going to feel like it is going to maybe even upset something that you thought you had a handle on, or that you understood, or that you thought would remain static. But for some reason, that needs to change, but it's important that it does, because the point here is that the change is considered a second chance. It is a new opportunity. So regeneration is actually an extremely important card. This deck doesn't technically have a major arcana, but I would consider this one of the major arcana cards. It's so strong in its energy and it's so strong in its application. Another major arcana card that I would consider part of the deck is the Never Ending Story. This is in what is working for you. This is kind of a plea to get to the core of the issue, the core of the self, the core of the problem, the core of the concern, etc. This is a core issue here, but it means the core within. Okay, this is all about, like I said, self-love. We're looking at avoidance of what could completely get you to another level. These need to work in tandem. You need to be able to face something head on. I'm going to suggest that this is an older issue, or maybe even an issue that stems from childhood or from a traumatic event during your youth somehow, that you need to step through to get to the other side. This isn't going to be easy, but it will be worth it. And the whole point in getting through this, should you have the courage to break through this issue this week, is in an attempt toward healing and mending. Certainly, this may not even be conscious at this point. If you are a spiritual type person, for example, you may be led in this direction and you may be led through a sense of healing. The point this week is to whatever is occurring is that if healing and mending is paramount to you this week, these things will occur. These things are meant to occur. You really need to address your sense of self-love, or why you don't feel lovable, why you do feel like. Another way to look at this as well, Capricorn, is to say, if the attention is on attention, not intention, if focus is on the trauma and not the healing, you can be assured of going in circles, okay? This is an opportunity this week for you. From what I see here, an opportunity exists, a second chance exists for you to break free of something that you yourself are playing out in your mind or in your life, consciously or subconsciously. If you're meeting something over and over that you are ready to let go of, okay? Or that you know deep inside on some level that you need to let go of, you need to resist, you need to block, etc. Avoiding this will feel like you're going in circles. It will feel like a literal never-ending story, and the reason is because it needs to be faced. It needs to be faced. It's going to act and feel like a ghost or an albatross or a weight on you somehow. So this is critical this week. It also means that the opportunity this week exists for you, and the breakthrough could be so significant and sudden that It might even feel too easy on some level. Don't let that trip you up this week, Capricorn. It says very clearly here that this is the week for it to occur, and the universe essentially is sort of like, okay, waiting with bated breath. Okay, like, okay, we're waiting because we want to get you, or source wants to get you, or God or spirit, or however you look at that, is ready to take you to the next level. You are ready for this, believe it or not. I don't think this is going to weigh you down emotionally as much as you feel it might. I think it will take some effort and it will take some work, but this type of work is foundational. Okay, this is not something you're going to have to repeat over and over and over. You're not going to have to, for example, to illuminate what I'm saying, pick at the scab over and over and over. This is something that once it's addressed becomes something solid, okay? Something solid is created from it, and it will amount to a foundation. It's solid and you can build on it now. You can keep growing from it because that is perfectly solid, but it will take energy, and it will take a little bit of concentration, focus, and effort, but I believe it will be worth it for you, very, very sincerely. Go with the flow is the concern here with the to the sea in your what you may not be aware of position. This is could actually work in your favor this week if you feel like you are trying to get away from this somehow, and if you just change the subject, or if you try to get away from it, or create diversion, God forbid, around the issue. Like, you don't owe anyone anything here. This is really about you. So this is about you being ready. But I really believe that the universe is like, okay, we're ready for you to be ready. The second chance is available. So maybe don't go with the flow with regard to this one thing. Maybe if you need to go with the flow about anything, it's the learning process, the stages needed to finally get to the root of that trauma or disorder or etc., so that you can, like I said, solve it somehow and then create a foundation from which to grow. So going with the flow could be about just the stages of how this is going to play out this week. But certainly, if it's about getting to the root issue, don't go with the flow any longer about it this week. It's time to address something very significant this week, Capricorn. And then with the not for you card, something is the game is up, the game is over, right? You need to give something up. You need to at least admit that something isn't working, or something isn't working for you, that a second chance is available around this concern, that you are given a very distinct opportunity this week to just say, okay, I'm going to put that to rest now. I'm going to put that on a shelf. I'm going to give something else another chance here. So let's look at these one by one, and we will get to your last two cards here, Capricorn. So like I promised with the regeneration cards, this is actually an extremely powerful card. It may not seem it at first glance, even there's not a heck of a lot seeming to go on in the card. However, this is molten lava from which this beautiful leafy green tree has sprouted its seed from, growing up into the light. You may have even felt like the game was up, right? The game is rigged, the game was up, something is over, something isn't going to last. Uh, and not even from a cynical perspective, but from a practical perspective. Particularly if this is a health issue, you might have felt like you're just going to. The option here this week, Capricorn, is one of two. It is to succumb to something, or it is to overcome something. This is the chance you have been waiting for, again, that you may not even have been aware of. But there is an element of growing past something here that is available to you. And like I said, I really trust that the universe is ready for this. They're really giving you all sorts of clues and keys on how to move forward with this, on how to cut out essentially what isn't working for you anymore. And it is through a sense of healing. It is through a sense of knowing that you deserve better, that you require more, that changes are necessary, and that the time is now. And mending, like I said, this could be about a relationship, absolutely. But if this is about you, your own healing, this is the motivation behind the second chance here. So really lovely to see, like of generative, loving, healing, generative energy this week. Something sincerely needs to be faced here, Capricorn. Something deep inside of you, an issue of self-love, as I mentioned, not the ego, not vanity. We're looking at the child self, something about the innocent self here, okay? She's avoiding a mirror. It's being able, I'm about to say literally, but technically, you can consider this card something similar to facing yourself in the mirror and how you feel when you do that. How do you feel when you face yourself in the mirror? And what are you willing to switch up about that? Or another question to ask about that is, what don't you like about that feeling? Okay, well, assess that. And then you can say, how do I get out of this? What are some of the changes that need to be made? So in terms of identifying what needs to be addressed is only one layer. The other formula here in terms of asking the right questions is to say, how do I pull myself out of this? What are the main themes or keys or instances that need to occur for me to peel myself away from this type of story, this story that I really want to stop repeating here because it's not serving me anymore and it's not leading me to a sense of health and well-being. So yeah, like I said, it's going to take some effort and it will take courage to get to that level because it is those never-ending story card is always about deeper traumas, deeper hurts, deeper associations, even habits, right? Belief systems, but these are generally pretty they're generally pretty solid. So the breakthrough is necessary for you this week. I really hope that you're up to the challenge this week. I do believe you are. You're a really tough sign, Capricorn, and challenge is the name of the game for you. So I really feel like you're about to be successful with this. I'm excited for you. To the C in the what you may not be aware of position. Like I said, this is going with the flow. This is going along to get along. And I think this is really about letting this occur more than it is about going with someone else's flow. I think this is really just about you being honest with what needs to occur here and taking responsibility for that. Saying, you know what, I am ready. This is a challenge for me, but healing and mending is the name of the game. And this is what I value, and not being stuck or repeating old patterns. If healing is the motivation here, I can nearly guarantee that this is what lay ahead for you because something significant need to be given up here. And again, if this is a relationship, if this is a concept, a belief system, a habit, um, a concern, whatever this is in a general matter for you, something is ready to be taken away from you that isn't working for you. The actual cookie has nope coming out of it, right? And you can see that it's been held in suspension anyway. This game is all but over anyway, Capricorn. So I mean, why not beat it to the punch, so to speak? Why not be the one saying, I'm ready to give that up? No, you know what? Not for you, and not having someone else tell you that. So, kind of, if you want to take a little bit of charge here, you can say, I'm ready, and be willing to do this, as opposed to, the only other way to go about that, I guess, would be to be resistant to it. So, if you can release resistance, if you can go with the flow here, particularly this week, I think that it will assist you incredibly in not only in overcoming what needs to be addressed here and overcome. I really do want you to consider that this is an old or deep wound from childhood, something about innocence here. So yeah, I think if you can really do yourself a favor by being willing to let go of something that's been holding you down, and you know exactly what it is, right? Like um, but have some faith in yourself that you can do it. Know that it's the right time, and Like I mentioned, value the essence of healing and mending over, say, being static or the status quo, or even permanent comfort over and never growing or learning over a little bit of discomfort or a little bit of agitation. You can't grow without it, Capricorn. We all need regeneration. We all need second chances, and I believe this is your week. So let's get a jumper card from this deck if possible. I'll shuffle a couple more times. If we don't get a jumper, I will pull from the center of the deck for you. All right, let's go about 3 more shuffles here. If I don't get a jumper, I will pull for you. All right. Cool. Okay, so we have the builder. The beaver's keyword is builder, so this is definitely something that you can build upon. Obviously, regeneration. Look at this. Like, this is a whole new world, I would even suggest here. Because what isn't working for you or your second chance here is going to amount to a whole new world. I really do think it's going to go as deep as a belief system. That sounds like a ginormous leap, but yeah, in a general sense here, I think what's going on is if you can relax into it this week, particularly Capricorn, I think that you are going to build something really significant for yourself here. Like your second chance is not only going to be like a, yay, I got another opportunity. It's going to be maybe even a second chance at life in a distinct way for you, a second chance at health. All right, so we got 2 jumpers. I'm going to take them. Why not? So we have study and manifestation. This is really cool. Oops, sorry. This is really cool with the study card, particularly with this reading right now, because we have an element of a process. Like I said, this is foundational. Something has to start, at the bottom up. You have to take a chance here, let go of something, and bring in something new. Of course, there's going to be a phase of study involved. Even if it's on any level here, the mending, well, what are you mending? How are you going about it? What do you need to learn to continue this second chance process here? So study is absolutely 100% part and parcel of this experience, if not for everything I've just mentioned, for what is for you. What are you willing to bring into your life? What are you studying to bring into your life? It's also in conjunction with building. You're building upon new information, and sources even, and knowledge. So yeah, this is quite indicative of what is going on here on a practical level. And then manifestation. This is beautiful because essentially what this means is this is what is promised to you. If you have the courage and the initiative to follow through with this, particularly this week, Capricorn, I really feel like you're going to be manifesting something extremely positive and powerful for yourself in an extraordinarily short period of time. I'm talking 30 days here. So really, you know what, give it a chance, even if I have to stay cynical or skeptical about it. Give what you're up against this week with regard to this issue a real chance. Like, do it with heart, do it with a healing intention, and please let me know how it works out in the next few weeks in terms of how things are growing and developing, how you're shifting, how this process is working out for you in terms of getting to the root core of something you know has been holding you back. So I will leave it there. I'll talk forever about it if I can. So I'll leave it there. So let me know how this works out for you. I'm genuinely curious. And of course, if you aren't already, make sure you subscribe to my channel because I upload videos for your sign every single week. Until we meet next time, take good care, Capricorn. Bye for now.